why don't you please tell us who you are and how long you've been in the society?
I'm Baron Alexander Gladstone of Ben Dunforth, and I've been playing for 20 years now.
Okay. Baron Alexander, Alexander, what exactly do you focus on with the SEA?
That's a really good question. The honest answer is I don't.
That's fair.
I'm known for doing far too much and spreading it a little too thin. I take photos. I do a lot of help behind the scenes. I was an entourage for 23 different reigns consecutively. I've got a marshal ticket on every field. I'm the Kingdom's Deputy Combat Archery Marshal.
Mm-hmm.
And I am very humbled to be known as one of our top photographers, probably behind Eric.
Nice. Okay, well, so why don't you give us a brief rundown of what you do with photography relating to the Kingdom?
Wow, again, not easy. A little bit of everything. Many years ago, I just showed up and started doing it, and took a photo at fight practice one night, and I met Tyne that way long ago, and he's no longer with us. I record a lot of what goes on. I try to get fighting photos. I get people in the corner sitting there. I really pride myself on trying to take decent A&S photos. I bring a special ruler, like a CSI ruler, that shows when people have fine details in their work, whether it's white lines or how many stitches they did in something. I zoom in on that. Yes, the ruler isn't period, but when you have a photo on the screen, it's not period either. So let's show how we're doing it. And for those people who don't get a lot of recognition because their crafts are only seen for a short moment, I would really like to be able to help with that.
Oh, that's really admirable, actually. Yeah, we don't really often get to see too many of the focused A&S photos at events. So,
I get a lot of help from the marshals too. The instructors, they tell me this is what the key part of that item is, or this is what the technique was. That they make sure you focus on this part of the chair leg, or these white lines in a scroll.
Nice.
I have no clue.
Do you have any tips for the aspiring photographer when doing photographs at SCA events?
Wow. Okay, well, for starters, the easy one is absolutely. Any camera is better than no camera. Don't worry about if the camera is period, because no, it's not. If you don't take photos, history doesn't get recorded. And when people like Tancred, Tyne, Sarnak, and more are gone, I didn't know what oses looked like until I saw a photo of them, right? So just take the photos. Try not to be completely, blocking things, or, standing in the way of everything else, or right up at the list ropes, because it's not the safest place to be. The easy answer is that there's a bunch of different types of photos that can be taken. A&S photos, try to get the details, take different angles, because everybody loves that. Portraits, get everybody. The people in the back corner who maybe aren't as popular per se, because everybody's important, and I would like to see more people that aren't seen personally. Fighting photos, if you have a rapid motion, use the burst mode, and especially in Crown Tournament, make sure you turn off your flash. If you have a flash go off, it can distract a fighter. It could blink through their grill, even for a split second. If you cost them that bout, maybe that bout doesn't determine much, but maybe it changes the way they play for the rest of the day. And God forbid someone misses a shot and gets hurt because they didn't block properly and it hit a soft spot. It can happen, so we try not to.
Those are great tips. Thank you.
Oh, and back up the images.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. That is definitely a good one.
Yeah.
So I've been asked to show some of what I use to take pictures at an SCA event. I'm going to start with the easy ones first. On the side here is my large lens. I use it to take sporting events, football, baseball, hockey. It is a big lens and allows me to stay a great distance away. So when I get those pictures of thrown weapons, I'm nowhere near it. I'm so far away, it would take one of the barbarians exceptionally trying to hit me with it to make that happen. That's the safety case for it. And on this side is my secondary camera bag, and as you can see with the times changing, I've even added in hand sanitizer, masks and gloves, spare set of glasses, and I've got snacks and Gatorade. Well, because you need to. And a little harder there, it's my business cards. And in the top, spare phone battery, because you never know. Moving over to this bag. This is my main camera bag. I take it with me to almost every shoot I do. The outer flap, spare batteries, spare phone battery, pen, AA's, and gear that allows me to do my job. From memory cards and tripod attachments and remote controls, spare business cards, and some other gear that might come in handy. At SCA events, one of my favorite toys for macro pictures is I use this CSI styled ruler, and I have spare cords and keys if I need to in case I forget and I lock myself out. Let me move these out of the way. Tons of spare batteries. And this is the home for where most of my camera gear is. Right now it only has one of my SLRs. The other one is up for video use, which I'll be using in a moment. Extra lenses, multiple flashes, and even a small lens that I use a lot for A&S projects. Blurring that out. I'm not a video guy. Anyways, that one allows me to do macro photography. So, after turning on Photoshop, I enter and open files that I'm looking for. In my computer, I have an SCA directory and photos that are copied in and ready to go. I always shoot on the Canon RAW mode, and then I open it up in the RAW viewer and do minor adjustments if and where needed. Things, I might just hit the auto button and see what it does. Remove some shadows. Add black. Most of my friends look pretty good, so I don't have to do a lot of fixing on them. And then I open, and it comes back over to this screen. And I set up my cropping tool for fairly large, because I never know how it's going to be used in the end, so I make it big, well and able to be used for magazine printing if needed. And then I get a photo, I crop up the background a little to make it a little better, and then I save it. And I always save it as large as possible. That's pretty simple. From there, if I'm posting them online, I generally put my logo on the corner because I don't want entities out there just taking them and doing them with them as they please. I believe Master Eric had a problem with a photo a while ago where it was turned into a t-shirt. And yeah. Anyways, so let's see. Image. I'll reduce the image size from printing resolution to screen resolution at 72 dots per inch. It won't change much. It does make it look a lot smaller there. And then I will open my photo location, work stuff, and I will take my frame that I use, select all, edit, copy, back to the original image, edit, paste. Notice there's a little logo in the corner, and then I squish it all down with a feature called flattening, and then I save it. For Facebook. Now, no, I don't do all that every single time. I do use an auto function where it helps me out. So that's it, and that's editing.
I bring a big bag when I come to events. I have redundant gear. Sometimes I even loan some of my gear out.
Okay.
I have different lenses, extra flashes, extra batteries, small first aid kit, duct tape, multi-tool. the CSI type ruler that I mentioned before. You never know what you're going to be doing and what happens and what conditions are going to come up. I've taken wedding photos during events. I've taken baby pictures. I've taken live jousting. When I take the pictures of people throwing axes, no, I am not standing right in the range where I can get hit with an axe. I have a big, big lens and I'm well out of safety range, but it looks like I'm a lot closer. I have a tripod. On occasions, I get asked to bring in my studio lighting kits to take portraits. And for me, the SCA photos that I take are just as important as my paid ones, maybe more, because they're my friends, right? Even the friends I haven't met yet. There are moments that happen. Somebody gets squired, somebody gets proposed to during court. Maybe it's somebody's first event, and I get the first photo of them. And 20 years from now, and when Ealdormere someday wins a crown tournament, I've got baby photos of him, or and the like.
That's awesome.
So the progressing of it.
So it's
I'm really privileged.
So it's really a passion project for you then.
Absolutely, it's like going to the gym. I get to practice what I do without the pressure. Sometimes I get to maybe be a little more silly, and if there's a kid crawling around in court, I get right on the floor, right at their level, take pictures of them. I'll take people, pose them outside as if I was making wedding photos, to get the proper picture that maybe gets even sent off for royalty to Penzic for the Penzic book. Maybe it's just somebody's photo that brightens their day, when there's times when there's bad weather, or when you can't go out and see your friends.
Like now.
That would never happen.
Well, awesome. Thank you. No, that's actually a really good way of looking at it. Thank you so much.
I couldn't do what I do if people like Eric didn't come before me. And then there's other people now that are starting to take it up, like Baron Daffod and many others that are helping out. The newcomer, Ben Dunforth, Fish. She's an amazing photographer, and Hey Majesties.
Actually, some of my favorite personal photos from Tournois were actually taken by her. She is amazing.
There's a bunch of people, even just people with their phone on the side. I always have my camera and I'm taking pictures of others. And I went through Facebook and others. I'm stunned how many photos I found of me either taking photos or fighting or fencing or entouraging and photos at the same time, or who knows. But, there's other people out there that, I hope I've got all of them. And if I haven't, I'm going to try. And guaranteed, I am going to try hard when we get back. So, wear good garb. Break some hair. You're warned.
I'll wear stuff that actually fits properly.
I didn't mean you. I meant all those other people out there that are clicking into this video, because you're watching Ealdormere at home.
Nice. All right. In closing on the photography, is there anything else you'd like to just quickly say to the kingdom, or?
Well, I get to take a lot of photos, and some people turn and say, oh, maybe you shouldn't have a camera because it's not period. Yeah, but neither are my glasses or the electricity. And with social media, maybe this is how we're going to get new people involved. So enjoy the photos. And, I wish there was a simple way that we could, hey, if you don't want your photo taken, maybe wear a red bracelet or something. But we have to work that out down the road. But for now, no, I'm doing what I can to archive stuff, and it really bothers me that the only photos that I've taken in recent history were over in Drachenwald. I made it to their crown tournament about an hour north of London, England, and that was the last event I got to go to back in October. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again. I know you can see me right now, but I can't wait to see all my friends again, have photos. I'm going to be working things out with their majesties where I'm going to bring my photo booth to the events, and happy shooting.
Excellent.